Peace.
Welcome to Side Dish. We are more than an appetizer when it comes to pop culture and fun. We are the whole meal. I'm Claudia, and I'm with my two favorite guys, Tanner Thomason and Headkrack. Fellas looking dapper tonight. How we all doing? How y'all
Doing good. Happy 48-hour Friday. The energy and the vibrations of the universe feels really good tonight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to everybody who already populating the chat.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel?
I see Angie in the chat. I see Grant in the chat. Melissa, Justin, Andrea, Dale, Kenny, Erica, Angie Ringo. Are you new to us? I don't know that I've seen that name before.
I love
that.
The
new faces.
Maybe.
Okay, I love the hat, Headkrack. I see you switching it up tonight. Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, somebody in the comments the other day said, you guys need to dress up more. And I'm like, you only see the top of, like our bodies and torsos. So tonight I wanted to institute a game. Which one is really wearing pants?
Oh, that's a great game. I like it already. You dressed up, and I never wear sweats, but this is a sweatshirt that has rhinestones all over it, and I'm cold. I feel like I'm coming down with a cold, so I just wanted something warm, but it does have. Can you see the stones? Does it translate on television? Can you see the stones?
No, it pops a little bit.
Yeah.
You see the bling? It's kind of like if Michael Jackson's glove was a sweatshirt.
Like I'm not gonna just wear a regular sweatshirt. If I wear a sweatshirt, it's gonna have some bling to it.
Yeah, flair. Flair is what they call that. You got the flair. Claudia the flair, like Gucci Mane.
All right. Well, let's get into. We have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, and we're about to have some fun with this one.
Oh hell yeah, man!
Okay, here we go.
LeBron James.
All right. I'm so lovely. I am so ready to have this story. All right. Shots fired. Pop again. Guys, there's no secret about the beef between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James, especially after LeBron checked Stephen earlier this year for talking about his son, Bronny's performance on the court. Well, Stephen pulled up on Carmelo Anthony's podcast and said that confrontation was given setup.
To LeBron. I don't like his not a little bit. You do not understand the lengths this man would go to. This dates back more than a decade. I believe he's one way publicly, he's another way privately. The things that he's tried to do, if it were up to him, I wouldn't be where I am today. The day that he rolled up on me courtside, it was the day my contract was announced, that I had stayed with ESPN. Go back and look at the camera angles. TNT is a nationally televised game. How is it we got one angle and the only angle you see was of him in his face, but you see the back of my peanut head?
Do you think you felt set up in that moment?
They're right, but no big deal, no problem. That's a dad reacting to his son. That Saturday, Richard Jefferson is doing the game in Boston, and we see LeBron say to him, yo, man, when he said, as a father, I had it. So I'm thinking, oh, that's not about Bronny, that's about you. It became a problem when this brother was in the G League, and then the next day, J.J. Redick decides to bring him in the first quarter and ask him to guard Tyrese Maxey with the media. Now you asking us not to cover the game. There is no level of disrespect to try to paint me as somebody who would attack somebody's family.
Okay, so Steven's making a case here. I think he's making a little bit of a case, but I'm curious what you guys think. What do you think in the comments? Was his commentary on Bronny too personal? But keep in mind, that is Stephen A. Smith's job to comment on players.
What do you think, Heck?
Yeah, when he jumped out the window and said, as a father, that is that sets the ground rules. So you're like, hey, listen, I understand you got to do your job, da. Where you go with it from there is where you go with it from there. Mm-hmm. With that being said, I feel like Stephen A. Smith is now 0-2 for standing on business when you say something with your full chest behind the safety of a camera. You know what I mean? And granted, like when you're face to face with somebody who is like 1.5 times your size, maybe you might, get into that Philly shell defense and be like, my bad, I didn't mean it. I'm just doing my job, I'm trying to work. But at the end of the day, like, yo, listen, you were supposed to say that to him. Like, yo, I'm just doing my job. Your son don't got the points. You know what I mean? That was the opportunity for him to stand that ground. And it's not on the offense. He's just speaking the truth. So, like, don't speak in all caps now that Debo back around the corner again. You know what I mean? Speak your truth when Debo right in front of you. That is your mama chain.
I I think that's what makes it so annoying. Not keeping the same energy, and we've seen that with Serena Williams' husband. You know, like it's the backpedaling, the stuttering, all that. And I don't know what's going on with Stephen A. Smith lately. He's all over the place. I think he's kind of it's giving attention seeking. I mean, he's throwing all kinds of things against the wall and see it was six. Now he's talking about he's going to be the Democratic nominee for president. He wants to run for office. He's coming for all the black women in politics. And I just feel like there is a double standard with him. It seems like he is becoming that guy. I mean, I don't want him to be Jason Whitlock 2.0, but it seems like he is. He very much comes for like black women a lot, and now brothers, and now kids. And it's like, I get your job is to criticize sports, okay, and you shouldn't. That is what you do. We provide commentary. We get a script. We get topics that we're supposed to debate and talk about. I get that. But I think sometimes it's his tone and his delivery that it kind of comes off as annoying at some point. So I just feel like the bigger he's been getting in the business, his ego is obviously inflating with it. You know, funny thing, we talked about him on my other podcast, Accidentally Forms. And when I went to go do the Tamron Hall show last Friday, I get off the elevator, and who is standing right there? Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith.
And I was like, should I say something to him or not? Well, it was just so fast. But I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, once upon a time, Stephen A. Smith did a huge favor for a friend of mine that was injured in a car accident. He made a donation. I thought that was really kind. But I don't know. It's just like the last couple of years, it's like we're always reporting on messiness and kind of cattiness when it comes to Stephen A. Smith and not about fantastic sports reporting. And, he's taking it personally. I understand athletes taking it personally. They get attacked all the time. But as a commentator, we can't get sensitive when they feel a way about us talking about them. We should understand human nature. I think he's doing too much right now, actually. And please don't run for president. Please don't run for president. Please.
Yeah, the top of the head is too much of a target. I mean, real quick to play devil's advocate, right? Because he's making the kind of money he's making, you don't want to cut the bottom out of your own bag. You want to stand your ground, but you don't want to be like in that Chappelle shit. F that, I keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to fight you in front of everybody. Like, if you would have fought LeBron in front of the whole stadium, we would have had a completely different conversation. And like he's
wait, they got what is this?
This is Stephen A. Well, this is him training. This is just him training his boxing. It's HK trained in boxing. I've trained in boxing. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is not the best training. He needs to get his game up and step on up to Pepper Boxing in Atlanta. That's where he needs to go to get that training in. It's interesting. Like when I look at Stephen A. Smith and how long his career has been in sports and commentators and Claudia, you nailed it. We are commentators on pop culture in so many facets where I think Stephen could be potentially getting more like messy is if I'm Stephen A. Smith, and I don't know, I could be stepping out on a limb here, but I look at somebody like Shannon Sharpe as someone who has, I don't want to say competitor, but an associate, worked in the same field, also on ESPN, got into commentary, was on a similar path. And then Shannon segued into culture. And he got bigger than he ever was before, bigger than his entire career. Stephen A. Smith has always been on the radio. He's always been on television now, and he covers sports. And if I'm him, I am trying to figure out a way to get into culture. And for me, maybe that's talking about how people talk about me. Does that make sense?
It does, but it's annoying. I don't think he's appealing to talk about culture. And just like I think Shannon Sharpe, he started out with burning hot, flaming, good career as far as the interviews. You thought I was going to go a different way, but I did not. I went right when you thought I was going to go left. But like he came out the gate hot, right? And it's since dwindled down. We don't really hear about the Shannon Sharpe interviews anymore. And I feel like, and that young little 19-year-old finessed him out of as much money as he made in his entire professional athlete career in one stroke of a OnlyFans model subscription, And I think Stephen getting into the messy space, he's already has like an obnoxious personality, which I kind of like some people that kind of are like that. But him being obnoxious and in the gossip culture space, sir, it's overdoing. It's too much. It's
Well,
too much.
And what I will say is sports commentary and I do think talk shows need a person who's willing to say the thing that isn't so nice. You need in sports commentary the person who's willing, and I hate to say this, I'm a fan of the family as well, but who's willing to take the shot at LeBron's kid. You know what I'm saying? Is you need the commentator who's the heel, who might be the villain in that sort of space. On Dish we had Gary, and Gary was not afraid to say anything about anybody, and a couple of us might play it safe, but then Gary would come around and say something crazy, but then that got the conversation going, and here we are talking about now Steven and LeBron and Bronny, and it's because he was willing to take that shot.
It's kind of like a force field. I feel like if Stephen A. Smith was fantastically gay and flamboyant, he would get away with saying whatever he wanted. It's like a force field sometimes. Speaking in italics, you can say whatever you want, long as it sounds pretty,
Yeah, there's something to be said about that. In closing, Stephen A. Smith, take the shot, be obnoxious, say the thing that people are afraid to say. That's what makes you being unapologetic. But you can't be so offended when people have a reaction to it. I think that's where it's going left for you. You're getting offended, I can't believe, that's a conspiracy. Yeah. There's no conspiracy against you, sir. Yeah. Okay. Is Soulja Boy the first rapper to sue Candy Burst? The rapper slammed his former promo tour videographer, Charlie Rocket's appearance on Candy's podcast, where he recounted a time in 2007 when he hadn't eaten in 3 days and how Soulja responded. Check out what Charlie said and how Soulja responded. Let's see.
So I'm in Vegas and I haven't eaten in 3 days. Mm-hmm. And it's a very dark time because I'm not treated properly. And Soulja Boy called me to his room. We're staying at the Bellagio. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to make a really viral video. Mm-hmm. And he said, come to my room. I'm about to order some room service. Mm-hmm. And he ordered $1,000 worth of room service. Mm. And when he was done, there was so much food left over. I was excited. Mm-hmm. I said, I saw some chicken fingers, and I was like, can I get those? Because I'm hungry. Mm-hmm. I'm really, really hungry. And he said, yeah, have whatever you want. And then he got up and he spat on the food.
Ain't nobody never seen your food. Somebody tag this white CEO Charlie, and somebody tag this Candy too. Oh, you got this fat ass on your platform talking, I'm finna sue the fuck out you and this white. Who the fuck on the road with somebody and don't eat for 3 days?
Wow. Charlie Rocket was Soulja Boy's cameraman on his promo tour in 2007. Also, since Soulja wants to tell his side of the story, Candy told him to pull up. So who do y'all think is telling the truth, Charlie or Soulja? And why is he mad at Candy?
It's a tough one because, if you've been following the tail of the tape on the Soulja Boy crash outs, he will crash out on anybody, but also, claim responsibility for a lot of things. I'm the first to do this. I think he even claimed responsibility for 9/11. He will claim and write his name on anything that's out there, right? So for him to say he didn't do it, I don't know, because I don't follow him enough to even see the viral video that he was trying to film that day, but I also wouldn't put it past him to do mean dude behavior on somebody. Yes, it is possible for somebody to go on the road on a wing and a prayer, searching for that opportunity, only to get their food tampered with by the dude that you was looking out for. Because, man, some people are jerks, and we've been around them. Some people, they cannot help themselves to be Mr. Hyde at all given times. And, I don't know Soulja well enough to say he did or didn't, but I've seen him crash out enough to know that it's in the driveway of things that I could possibly see him doing.
It's not crazy unbelievable. Tana, what do you think?
That's my thing, is it's not crazy unbelievable. And it's not crazy unbelievable, especially for 2007. 2007. This is before, I mean, what? Facebook is just getting started. I don't even know if YouTube's a real thing. So social media is not what it is today, right? So Soldier's first video dropped on YouTube in 2006. It went viral. So he understood viral, but to say that, like, I never did this, this is what? 14 years ago at this point, something like that. Charlie probably has I would feel like, distinct memory of this. Now, on the flip side of this, I will say, you haven't eaten in 3 days. Okay, well, what was your agreement? Did you have a stipend? He wasn't paying your stipend. Did you agree to some sort of contract that you get paid out at the end of the show? What was the agreement? Because I'll cut you a little slack for being new to the game, but also the exact same time, if I go out on the road with someone as a videographer, I'm not going out under a blurry agreement. I understand if I'm getting paid every single day. And out of that, I got to figure out if I can eat. And so I hate to do this and people get mad for me, but when he prefaces this entire story with, I haven't eaten for 3 days, there's a part of me that goes, I'm not sure that I believe that part.
There might be more to this story because there's a lot of degenerate behavior here. Vegas, no food for 3 days.
Yeah.
That sounds like a binger, like someone a gambling binger. Like, why are you not eating for 3 days? And Soulja Boy, you have crashed out, and that was at peak. Like, you know, why? I don't know. Why would someone say this happened to them, and why would someone? I could see why someone would deny it, though. Well, you know what?
TV MVB in the chat said, "Listen, he did that." And welcome back. Ain't seen you in the chat in a minute. Love that.
All right.
All right, we're moving on from one crash out to another. Writer and singer Kevin McCall got candid on a recent podcast interview when discussing his current relationship with Chris Brown. Now, although the two had a successful musical run together when Kevin was writing and singing on his tracks, it seems like Chris Brown said deuces to Kevin and left him in his rear view. Take a listen to what he said.
Brown has seemingly responded after Kevin McCall revealed he's on EBT and called out Chris for making millions on his Breezy Bowl tour. On Monday, October 20th, Kevin McCall, who co-wrote and appeared on Chris Brown's 2010 hit Deuces, broke down in tears on the Back on Fig podcast after revealing he's been on government assistance through the EBT program.
Why the fuck I got an EBT card? And this is at Breezy Bowl and made 90 whatever the million, and it say KKKKK Mac. Can I get 25,000 for them four songs I owe you, bro? I just want to leave, bro. That's ain't fair. Hey, I'm on EBT, bro. Hey. That's why.
Now, the clip spread fast, even catching Young Thug's attention, who said he'd send McCall $25,000 and added that he knows Chris would help too. Not long after, Chris appeared to respond on his Instagram story. Remember this, you can't walk across a burnt bridge. And you know what's funnier than a troll? A broke one. Now, the tension between the two actually goes back over 10 years. While it's unclear what started their fallout, they've exchanged words online multiple times through tweets and videos. So what's your take on all this? Drop your thoughts in the comment.
Man, he did that very professionally. Now, I've been following this for years because I remember when Chris Brown put out this video where he was talking about, like, yo, this is what I bought with your money. And like, it was like unlimited cars. It was like, he was doubling down on the villainy of like, oh, you say I owe you some money? Well, I also bought this car. And then like later on that day, he's like, yo, man, I was bored, so I bought another car. And I don't know what happened between these two. I know a lot of people who have told me stories about this person, and I feel like it's a situation sometimes of self-sabotage and mental instability. Like, you may have the talent, but sometimes not everybody's mentally prepared for the opportunities that come with the talent. And from what I understand, he's really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and and he's burnt a lot of bridges. And whatever he did with Chris, you can't cross that bridge. You want to take the long way, go around the peninsula.
So is Chris kind of admitting that he does owe him the money when he said that in that video? Was he kind of like agreeing, like, yeah, I owe you money, and here's what I bought with the money, or was he just trolling him? You think?
It seemed like it was like wild sarcasm because like it was an admission of guilt if you felt like it was truly a legal matter on tape. I mean, and Chris Brown could leave like $25,000 on your couch if he sat on it wrong. You know what I mean? Like, he got the money if that's what it truly is about. But I think if you give Kevin McCall that $25,000, will that truly change his life?
No.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. If 25 grand is going to change your entire life over the last 15 years, then that 25,000 is not the problem.
This beef
And
reminds
that
me
sounds
of
crazy because $25,000 is a lot of money to a lot of people, but looking at it
Mhm.
over the course of 15 years, that single check is not going to do it.
This reminds me of Dame Dash and Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z went on to be wildly successful and Dame didn't, and kind of feel like, you're on the sidelines. Like as Chris Brown says, hating from outside the club. I don't think Kevin is hating. I think he feels a lot of regret, like I mismanaged or my career didn't go in the same trajectory as Chris Brown. And that's got to be hard to watch and witness and be reminded of constantly.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. We got to take a quick break. But when we come back, we got a lot more side dish coming down the pipe in just 2 minutes.
Welcome back. Shout out to the chat, man. Y'all going crazy, man. A lot of people was like, good for Kevin McCall. He did Sunflower wrong. If you know, you know. Well, listen, when you name the messiest person you know, in some situations, it's a man, ain't it? Pro boxer Adrian Broner pulled up on a toxic test challenge and spilled the tea on his IG stories. Now, some of the questions range from best sex of your life, worst sex of your life, who do you wish you were never in a relationship with, and more. And some names that rang bells on the internet was rapper Ruby Rose and Real Housewives of Atlanta's Britt Eady, who were on his best sex ever had list. And then Love and Hip Hop's Carly Red was also listed as his biggest relationship regret. Now, fans immediately lit up the comments. Some called him out for being petty. Others said, yep, that's Broner being Broner. So what you think? Is he being a chatty patty, or is he just playing the game that they gave him the instructions to?
He's for sure being a chatty. I hate this. And I'm not going to just be sexist and just say it's a man thing. I don't like when women do it either, because let me tell you, there's a lot of women that are keeping the secrets of many small peen men out there. And if they all got to talking and doing these toxic lists, y'all would not like it when y'all, oh, sorry, babe, I was tired. I had a lot on my mind, or I got high blood pressure, or my blood pressure is low. Or
That's true, though, Claudia. Come on. It's cold out here some of these nights.
Okay, I'm saying, I get it. Listen, I'm a 52-year-old woman. I've seen a lot of things, but I'm saying you would not like for someone to put that out there. And listen, to say the worst relationship, regrets, all that, I don't know, and naming names, especially like Britt Eady, I'm not a fan of hers like that, but I will defend like what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. She's a married woman now, and I put her out there like that and just like talk about who gave him the best head and the best sex. But this is on brand for Adrian Broner. Like, it really, really is. And ladies, moving forward, if anyone cares to have relations with them, just know that he's not going to protect your honor. He might drop your name on a list for attention on Instagram.
He's the Taylor Swift of boxing.
Some people just and some people just want to be on that list too, though. And the other thing is, it's like I feel like there's this weird mystique about a successful man who has been with other very attractive women. Now, a lot of times it's not about him airing out his lascivious past with these women, but that makes him more attractive to other women. Now, I will say this in terms of like, oh, what was your best this? What was your best that? We don't like it when a youngish person does that. And I'm saying youngish, anybody under the age of 60. But we love it when that memoir hits and they're 70 years old and they're like, who rocked your boots 40 years ago? And they're like, all right, I'm going to tell you. Like we like it then, but we don't like it now.
Let me tell you about that George Burns. He really put it down. That Harry Belafonte. He really know how to get that Deo out of me. But just imagine if you were on one of these lists, but you were one of the best that was on the list. Would that change your energy on how you feel about it? Because it's only bad if you ain't on the winning side of the game. You know what I mean? It sucks if someone said you were the worst.
But if you're in a relationship and like depending on the kind of relationship you might have a really possessive or jealous partner, and then here goes a public figure bringing up your wife's name. I mean, that's going to definitely cause an argument at home. Like I just think about the people that are married or in relationships. Nobody wants to hear that their woman is on a good sex list either, for the world to know that, because now you don't think other men are going to be in the DMs of these ladies right now?
Yeah, I tell you a couple you should avoid on that list, but that's maybe for another day. Like, because there's one person on that list that like has popped up in multiple divisions, and I'm like, when are y'all Negroes gonna learn to stop calling that one? Yeah, we'll tell you in the Patreon.
Exactly. Well, speaking of people to stay away from, looks like Kevin Federline just confirmed what many have been saying for years. Yes, he was in a whole relationship with Shar Jackson when he got with Britney Spears, and he's not denying a thing. In his new memoir, Kev says he didn't leave Shar for Britney. It just looked that way, but let's be real. He and Shar had a baby on the way. Then he was suddenly in Europe with the Princess of Pop, and paparazzi were eating it up. He admits the time was messy. He admits the timing was messy. The media went wild, and Shar Jackson was not feeling it, rightfully so. And now, years later, 2 decades removed from the chaos, Kevin's just out here saying, I wasn't trying to be a villain. I was just in love until I stopped getting money. What do y'all think about this?
I was hoping the story was going to lead to it was a scheme that K-Fed and Shar set up, but it was a different direction. like whatever. Like, listen, I understand what's going on here. Get your paper. Similac ain't cheap. Neither is Nutramigen. Go do what you got to do, K-Fed. And no, the optics did put him in that villain space though.
And still do. I mean, the way he's like now running his mouth, like the child support checks have stopped, and now he's like trying to have a resurgence with like for Britney. I know it must be annoying, like when you marry someone that's like, you're the famous one and they're not, and then they already get a whole bunch of perks being with you, and then when it ends, continue to eat off you. That's gonna be so annoying.
Yeah,
it's
like
weird.
If you
okay, so timing. Well, I was just gonna I'm not coming out here in his defense, but you can. I'm not okay. Where's my hat? Where's my hat? I will go get the hat and turn it around if I got to.
Is this because he's your cousin, Tanner? Is this because he's your cousin?
Just put your hoodie on instead of the hat. It'll do. Just put your hoodie on.
Go ahead, Tanner.
There's no hood. I thought it was a hoodie. It was just college.
Oh no, I'll hoodie it up like this. I don't listen. I'll come to you guys from the cave here because now I'm trolling.
It's crazy.
You can go from one relationship and then actually be like someone else a little more. And yes, timing is messy. But he was also in Europe with Hit Me Baby One More Time. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's a very romantic place. And I'm positive Shar didn't feel good about it. She felt terrible about it. I feel terrible for her about it. But also answer me this. What is K-Fed supposed to go do? What job can Kevin Federline go get right now? What job can this man go get?
He could probably start like an instructional dance YouTube channel.
Yeah, male podcaster. That seems to be what everybody else is doing now.
Yeah,
and give bad advice.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Single dad tips.
Single
He could be
dad.
that guy. You know, like that vacancy
Yeah.
that was left by Bill Cosby, because like, you know, he had that fatherhood book that was a bestseller once upon a time in the early 80s. That void has never really been filled since then.
True.
He could do a traveling podcast or a live show of male gold digger tips. How to get to secure the bag.
Oh,
Dirty
tips for the
Rotten
male gold
Scoundrels,
digger?
the podcast with K-Fed. Who else would we build on this squad? Who else would we put on the team?
Sherry Shepherd's ex-husband and Halle Berry's baby daddy.
Oh yeah, Olivier. Was that his name?
No,
Olivier
the other one,
Martinez?
the one that was the model that
Yeah.
got like the $40,000 a month child support and only had the kid half the time.
Yes.
Yeah, there's the Dirty
Yeah.
Rotten Scoundrels.
City Boys Up. That's the.
Yeah.
I can't even. All right. Okay. Moving on. Here we go. All right. Okay. Okay. Okay, listen, we all know by now that Large Joe and Jadakiss keep it all the way real on their podcast. Y'all know I'm talking about Fat Joe. This recent episode, they were joined by Ty Dolla $ign as he discussed artists that he would love to work with. And after naming one artist, Fat Joe said that he's over weird artists, weird ones.
With Lady Gaga.
Good.
She one of the greats.
She one of the greats, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm a little bit off the weird now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
What you saying? Her weird?
Nah, I'm not saying she's a little weird. But she is definitely very, very talented. I'm not reframing her,
Yeah,
but
musically
all that,
crazy.
you know, like
Style-wise,
that shit,
crazy.
You see
everything
them now,
crazy.
like, oh, and all that. I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm a little off that.
What? He said, do that again.
Well, artists acting with like, and all that shit. I'm tired of that shit.
Can you give us an example?
Yeah. What is that?
Oh no, y'all trying to jam me up. I can't say that because one of the biggest artists of today, but I watched her perform recently and I was just like, yo, you know what? I'm kind of off trying to act like all that. Like that was cute maybe when Nicki Minaj started that, but just stop trying to act crazy. Like just you're very talented. Your music could speak for itself.
Yeah.
Just like fashion, like just because you dress weird don't mean you fly. Right? I've been seeing them out just walking, looking weird, and they think they fly. It's like, no, dude, you're a weirdo.
That sounds
how you
about
really
like
feel,
Fat
Joe.
Joe. Get off of my lawn.
Yo,
Get out of
because
here,
I know
weirdos.
the
Is Lady
optics
Gaga
could
too much?
be. I mean, the optics could be weird if you're so far removed from youth culture, because it doesn't take too much time for us to all of a sudden turn into our parents and we just don't get it. You know what I mean? And like, you know, because I got younger kids, I'm kind of like also in the loop too. And you know, and I love hip hop, so I'm always keeping my ear to the street. But some people, yes, I agree, are just too damn weird for me. However, I try to understand the appeal. And I understand the weird stuff that I was into when I was a kid. So I just look at it as a circle of life. You know what I mean?
It just doesn't feel weird to us about our own stuff that we were doing, you know, and we do become our parents. Like we get to that age where we're like, oh my God, that's so weird. Like, look at the pants, pull your pants up, or look at the eyelashes or whatever. But yeah, who do you think? So there are a lot of weird people, but it seems like people like weird, ratchet, the brace to the bottom. They don't like people that try to be like, you know, perfectly tailored professionals that look beautiful, got it together, clean cut. Like that's out the window. It's like, who can like be more shocking and do the most weird, odd thing? I think he does have a point with a lot of these people.
Well, it's interesting. So I just looked it up just for my own, because I forgot. So Lady Gaga's first album came out in 2008, The Fame, right? And here we are, 2025, next year, 26. We're coming up on 20 years of Gaga, right? And I think how many pop, like only the champs, only the titans of pop music hang around for 20 years. Like a lot of people come out with an album or two, you know what I'm saying? And they got hits, but they don't have 20 years of hits. Like Gaga performed at the Super Bowl. And so like, it's one of those things where it's like pushing the visual boundary has always been something that she's done. Now, you know, whether you like that or not, almost doesn't matter because she's going to change what she's doing in another 10, 15 minutes. And also, you know who did this similar thing and hates the comparison, but Madonna. Madonna pushed that visual edge. And so like, I don't know, I think we need like Michael pushed the visual edge. And so like people who have the music talent and can back it up with the visionary visuals as well are the ones who become icons, you know?
Yeah,
And we have
based off of
two. Yeah.
like the way he was describing certain things, I felt like he was throwing some darts at Dochi. You know what I mean? Because like Dochi is
Oh.
the only other person who I've seen out there performing at a high level, doing like just the abstract theatrics. I mean, but she's dope. She's one of the best live performers
Yeah.
I've seen in a while. And that album she came out with, Gator Tears, Gator Bites Don't Hear, Gator Scars Don't Hear, an amazing album. And you know, we gotta protect the weird people, man, because like you gotta keep it weird because that's what keeps it interesting sometimes.
That's right. And it's hard for the old school rappers because they still kind of dress like when things were popping for them, like back in the 90s and the 2000s. So, you know, there's people that are comfortable with that, and there's people that take these risks and wear meat suits made out of meat. All right, we're gonna take a quick break and be back with more meat of side dish right after this. Welcome back. A 22-year-old Scotland woman named Kira Cousins admitted to faking her entire pregnancy. Now, here's how she pulled off the hoax. She wore a prosthetic baby bump, faked ultrasound scans and tests that claimed her baby had a heart defect, threw a lavish gender reveal party, claimed she gave birth alone and showed off her newborn, which was actually a hyper-realistic silicone doll. And before coming clean, she told the baby daddy the baby died.
I mean, commit to the bit, right?
Oh, wow. Okay, so the story continues. Family and friends were suspicious when she wouldn't let anybody touch the baby. The baby never cried, so there's that. The jig was finally up when her mother found the silicone doll in her room. Was this for social media clout? Is she just actually weird? Have you guys ever known somebody who's faked a pregnancy? What in the Scotland is going on?
Now, she named the baby. She actually gave the little fake baby name, Bonnie Lay Joyce. She apologized, asked social media to give her loved ones a break because the doll did look realistic and it could move, pee, and poop like a real baby. And she said, no one's looking at my baby expecting it to be a doll. This girl is stupid and crazy.
I almost
But
wish she
that's
didn't get caught. I wish it would have got at least to the point where it was time to enroll this doll in school. and just to see how she would have played that off. Because I am always fascinated, like when people can tell a lie and keep a lie going, especially an
Mm.
unnecessary lie. And when you know that they're lying, but you just keep alley ooping things out there. Yeah, so tell me about this baby. So like like the father, where did he come from? All that good things.
Like, do they think of there's an end game? Like again, like, to your point, did she have a bigger doll, like a maybe a 5-year-old sized doll that she would like maybe send off to school? Was she gonna
Or just like
upgrade
a kid down
dolls?
the street, just like a kid down the street who was down for it for a few pounds or whatever they have in Scotland. Here's my thing. Is she crazy? Yes. Is her family stupid? Yes. You're trying to tell me I don't care what kind of silicone doll you got. If I get more than 3 minutes in the room with this thing, I'm going to know if it's real or not.
Plus, the first thing you do when you see a baby, especially if it's a new relative, a cousin of yours, a nephew, your grandchild, is let me pick the baby up. Let me go. Like, I always like put my finger in the baby's hand, let the baby grab your finger, and you're like, oh, you're so cute. And you talk to the baby.
Yes.
So you just walk by and ignore this kid, or you just saw a rubber arm and you're like, okay, looks like a baby to me. And you didn't try to bond with said baby. Like, what's wrong with all your people in your family?
Oh, and like this definitely couldn't have been like a black person, right? Because like, yo, your oldest relative, whether it be grandmother, great grandmother, or aunt with the little whiskers, she's gonna rub your belly at some point. And if she would have felt it go in like a unstuffed bra, like upon the touch, like the jig would have been up immediately, and you would have had some real time explaining to, and you would have had to tell everybody in front of your church.
No one tried to pick up the baby. Y'all, this is so weird. Like, wouldn't y'all?
It
No
gets
one
weirder
said.
the more I think about it. Like, did she fake a birth? Did she go to a hospital, or did she like walk around with her bump and then just like came out of the bathroom one day and was like, she's here or whatever? Like, what are we doing? What is life like in Scotland?
Like rolled the baby in some ragu just in case people were around. Like, oh,
Oh my
man,
God, Headkrack.
it's so tough. It's so tough. Well, moving on. A woman was in
What?
Japan when she asked the local to record her with her phone. Well, as she started to walk across the street, she must have forgotten and thought her phone was stolen. Check this out.
Okay, I'm bringing him over to you, okay?
She instantly realized the error of her ways.
Wow.
No.
Well,
I can't.
well, you already know the comments were wild, and I'm glad they said it. Here are a few. Somebody said, "I know why she couldn't find him, but let me be quiet." Make your own assumptions. Another person commented, "The fact that he never moved and she lost him is crazy." Another comment said, "She should have raised her hand and asked, does anyone know Ricky Tan?" And someone else said, "Good thing he wasn't a YJN. If you know, you know." Have y'all ever gave someone your
Elijah?
phone, forgot, and thought you lost your phone or thought it was stolen?
Never.
Oh
Never
my
at all.
gosh. Yo.
Young, it means it stands for young Japanese
Oh.
ninja. Ninja.
Yeah.
Young
Oh,
Japanese ninja.
wow.
Almost literally,
Ninja.
right?
Ninja, please. Yo, when she walked out there and turned that one circle and she stopped, like this woman thought that phone disappeared. And then once I put together where she was looking and this person over here holding the phone, from the goodness of their soul, by the way, I just like, I lost it. This video's messed up.
Yo, like,
Whose
because I know
cousin
that
is it?
intersection.
Like, what are we?
Well, that's like one of the busiest intersections in Japan. A lot of people take pictures there because, like there's like pockets of time where like it's just a flood, right? So there's like certain cafes people like sit at just so they can watch the foot traffic. But like the fact that like, yo, if you're not used to the culture, sometimes people could be a little hard to distinguish. I'm sure some people came to Atlanta and been like, but also too, mad people out there with their phones too. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh man, who did I just hand this to? And I felt everything she was going through in real time. Or somebody just asked me something when I was in Tokyo about a year and a half ago, I gotta say the people there were the nicest and most helpful people. So I was not shocked that that person didn't run off with their phone, because I have never seen a group of people who were so interested in making sure you were okay in my life.
Well, she's lucky, and as someone who also suffers from ADHD, and my attention span is so short, like I'll be in the middle of something really important, and I'll be like, oh, a squirrel, I'll forget. She clearly has, like, I don't want to diagnose it, but to lose focus that quickly, and then to be in that place with a lot of folks looking very similar, ish, that's gotta be a nightmare. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. I imagine they feel the same way when
it's
they come
so
here.
funny. Her face where she turns around and she's like this. She like turns around. and the young man or woman has not moved. It's so good.
She needs
like every show from back in the day when someone lost their child in public, like the suspense, the horror. But I'm right here, mommy. I'm right here. Listen, man, we got to run the break, but when we come back, we hitting y'all with the question of the day. We need y'all thinking caps on for this moment. We'll see y'all in 2 minutes. Welcome back, gang, man. It's time for the QOTD. That's the question of the day. Now, check this out. You out minding your own business, maybe grabbing a little brunch or running some errands, and then you lock eyes with your friend's boo, and they are definitely not with your friend. Now, you're stuck in the middle of a moral maze. Do you pull out your phone for evidence, keep it cute, and walk past like you didn't see a thing? Or do you give them a grace period to come clean before you do it for yourself?
I'm telling, and I'm getting evidence, and probably, the friend, depending on the relationship. I mean, I've done this before, and the girl got mad at me and stayed with the guy, and then they eventually broke up. I did lose a friend over it, but yeah, I'm telling. I'm definitely gonna film it. I'm definitely taking pictures for evidence, because guys, y'all are quick to say it wasn't me. She tripping. She always wanted what we had. She jealous. So I'm getting evidence, and then I probably will say something like, you gonna say something or not, or am I? A lot of my friends, boyfriends don't like me because they won't get away with that around me.
You drop down. I mean, you know, everybody gotta have that person to keep them honest, yo.
Huh?
That everybody has to have that person that keeps them honest. So, like, if you build that reputation as that person, people will come correct when they step to you.
And also on the flip side, I'm not just going to do it for my homegirls. Like, I'm also not the friend that's going to co-sign my homegirls cheating either. Like, I will definitely check them for it too. Like, nah, man, don't bring me in that. I don't really want to be a part of that. Like, I definitely have a moral compass when it comes to that kind of stuff. I don't like it when you can just tell the person. Like, you don't have to keep leading people, and that's how people get hurt out in these streets. Like, be a grown up and say you don't be that person. Don't be creeping around. And then in public, where people can see you want to get caught. To me, I look at it like you want to get caught. You are out in public with your side piece. You wanted me to tell, so I'm telling. I'm helping you out.
You out there like TJ and Amy.
Who?
TJ and Amy. TJ Holmes with Amy.
The robot.
Yeah.
It's tricky. Like you gotta know. It's one of those things. Is like as a man, like I've actually I don't know. I haven't run up in this situation exactly, but there was like a moment in time where it's like I saw these two people, and I'm like, she probably doesn't know that he's acting like this, and like they were together at that point in time, but her and I weren't even on like the best terms, and it was one of those things where it's like I know this person would be upset, but her and I weren't even on good terms. And so I wasn't about to pop out and be like, oh yeah, now this person's like being shady. Now if it's your close friend and they are exclusive, that's like one thing, but then also like some people are just dating, you know what I'm saying? Like some people don't have that, like, oh, they're my boyfriend, they're my girlfriend. It's not exclusive. And if you're not exclusive, and if your friend hasn't like locked it down to be exclusive, that other person's still allowed to date.
They are. One time, one of my really good friends, I went out with this dude, and his friend was there, and he was with another girl, and I didn't know what to do because they were in that same kind of like, you know, gray space where they weren't really there yet. And I didn't say anything, thinking, well, they're not boyfriend and girlfriend, and he's allowed to. And then she found out through our other homegirl. So then I look stupid, like, why she got to tell me, not my bestie? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, and I felt so bad. So ever since then, and that was like damn near 30 years ago, I'm like, I'm just gonna tell and let you decide to do with the information. So don't cheat around me, fellas, and girls. Because I am telling. I'm running my mouth. Don't tell me about it. I'm telling.
She gonna have pictures of that.
Claudia the Truth Jordan.
Microfiche. You know what I mean? She gonna have all the deets. Because like if it's a situation where like I told somebody like, yo, I don't know if I trust that girl if I was you, and I caught her out there in the wild cheating, I'm not saying nothing because you're gonna think I'm hating. But I also probably wouldn't say nothing even if I didn't blow their spot, because like I have to see you like locking lips, hugged up front, like a front hug, or actually doing it before I really truly would accept the fact that you was cheating. Because, you know, I'm bad with social cues sometimes. Like there's times I didn't know people like me until it was in. You know what I'm saying? You know, and like I just don't know how to read other people sometimes. And it's like, yeah, like I don't know. I would protect the space and be a boundary and just take the secret with me.
So so we got 53 votes in the poll. 70% of the side dishians are saying they're telling it on the mountain, y'all. And then a lot of people have had this happen to them, and most of them are telling. So we got some faithful warriors out here in these streets. All right, we got to take a quick 2-minute break. But when we come back, we're playing everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it? We'll see if it's my cousin again this time. Who knows? Who knows? See you in 2.
right, cousins, welcome back to Side Dish, and it's time to play everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it? All right, y'all. Florida done did it again, y'all. A late night McDonald's shift turned into a McMess special after two hungry customers got salty over their slow order. Now, cops say a 21-year-old employee was working a graveyard shift when two dudes ages 18 and 19 pulled up and complained about staff being way behind on orders.
Now, the customers threatened to jump the employee after his shift, so it was like, bet, I clock out at 4. He wanted all the customers smoke, so they pulled up inside. Things got heated, and the Mickey D's employee pulls out a McGlock. I already know what this is.
Oh, man, look out, Mayor McCheese or the sheriff. What was the sheriff's name? What was the
I gotta
sheriff?
Google that. I know exactly who you talk about, and he
All right,
had
all
like
right.
a little, like the whole blue outfit.
Yeah. Here we go. Shots rang out, and one dude got nicked in the neck. Just a little Mick graze, nothing serious. All three fled the scene, but the two customers were charged with trespass after warning and disorderly conduct. And the Mick employee of the month, he got a Mick felony for tampering with evidence after picking up shell casings. Oh, no. Whose cousin is it?
Do we even have to have a discussion about this?
Officer Big Mac was the guy's name. They didn't really work hard in
Officer Big
development on it.
Mac.
Yeah, like that's what they called them.
Okay. Culturally,
Yeah.
certain things resonate with certain cultures. Now, some stereotypes are true. With Black people, you mess with their food, it's like the risk of felony. Like we are very passionate about food. We care about seasoning. Y'all cousins don't care about seasoning much, but for us, it's a big deal for us. Like we really care about, don't mess with my food. You ate my food. Like many a felony has been committed over food. With white folks, it's their animals. It's like their dog. Like if you kick their dog or you do something to their pets, they're gonna go get a felony. Like those are just things that are indisputable facts. Okay, not racist. It just is what it is. This is 1,000%. 1,000% us. This is Black people all day long. McDonald's late night, getting mad about the food being slowed down. I'm hungry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like we have very low tolerance to people being disrespectful in the drive-through. We definitely will tell you the time we get off and pull up and whatnot. And I'm surprised that he was willing to jeopardize his whole freedom with the gun, because I would have took any of the utensils that we had, and I'd have left that little burger flattener thing on the stove for 45 minutes to an hour, and I'd have pressed it on him. You know what I mean? Like John Wick style. But because when you pull out a real weapon, it just adds double digits to the amount of time that a judge who does not understand the situation could give you.
And us.
That's true. That's true.
I could see a Black employee of McDonald's having a gun too. So I'm sorry.
Okay,
So
I just want to hit it real quick. One thing that all cousins have in common is when you were paid minimum wage, you often experience maximum rage. And so I just want to say, for it being a McDonald's and it being Florida and this being a 21-year-old man, don't count my cousins out.
That's true. You're right. Yeah. You know what? All poor
All right,
people
well,
do that. Have that in common. Yeah.
I'm gonna swim upstream. I'm gonna say it's our cousin, as we always do at this time. Move that van. Juan Soto.
Other cousin.
None of the people look like how I anticipated.
The curly hair.
This is a mix.
They're mixed. This is a
McDeal of the century right there.
They are Mick biracial.
And now they're McFellons. Oh man, it's rough out here.
Yon Soto.
Cooler heads prevail. Cooler
No,
heads prevail,
I was
man.
wrong
It's
again.
not worth it.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
guys, if you're
we'll have
watching
an
right
off week.
now, yeah. If you're watching right now and you're sitting at home, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to get mad over fast food. It's not worth it, guys.
Jumping people about your food at McDonald's is insane. Like you could just go back in the line and go get it. Like, what do you want?
I will say that when people don't put napkins in the bag, that is a choice and that is an act of violence, and you should be dealt with accordingly. Please do better, people in the drive-thru. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Like, subscribe, share to others. We out here. Hit record all, and also hit the bell so you can be notified when we live.
And watch me on Tamron also tomorrow. I started.